Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. This is Faraz Rabbani of Seekers Guidance and SeekersHub in Toronto. In the first of our videos on connecting in the month of Ramadan, we're going to look at connecting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The month of Ramadan is a month of returning to Allah and reconnecting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's a month of opportunity, right, where one can clean away those drosses that have accumulated in our relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so we can purify our relating to Allah, and through that purify our religious life and our relations with God's creation. The key to reconnecting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the month of Ramadan is thankfulness. In a general sense, this is because the very essence of the prophetic impulse in worship, in prayer, in life, is to be a thankful servant of God. When the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, was asked by a number of companions why he prayed so long at night in his final years that his feet would swell in pain, he said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, أَفَلَا أَكُونُ عَبْدًا شَكُورًا, should I not be a truly thankful servant? Okay. What was the prophetic impulse? It revolved around these two meanings: being truly thankful, shakur, which is not just thankful, but truly thankful, emphatically thankful, and to be a servant. So we look at these two concepts because they're key to our connecting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the month of Ramadan is meant to awaken one's consciousness of one's neediness to Allah, and through that recognition of need, one recognizes how close Allah is. And this is affirmed in verses that I would encourage every one of us to read before the month of Ramadan and during the month of Ramadan, in order to really get the meaning of this noble month. And these verses are from Surah Al-Baqarah, the second surah of the Quran, verses 183 to 188. After describing the virtues of the month of Ramadan and it being a means of mindfulness with Allah and thankfulness, and detailing the rulings of this month, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي عَنِّي فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ. If my servants ask you regarding me, then know well that I am close, or then I'm close indeed. I answer the call of those who call upon me, so let them answer my call and let them believe in me, in order that they may be rightly guided. So Ramadan and fasting and all the other actions in this month are meant to open our heart to the recognition of the nearness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? How? Through the door of thankfulness, first and foremost, and secondly through the door of slavehood. Through the door of thankfulness, because you recognize while you're fasting the tremendous blessing of your food, of your drink, of your pleasures, and by extension all the other gifts of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? And when you recognize these gifts, you are thankful, and then you realize, or you should realize, the reality of God, that God is the one who is sustaining all things at every moment. He's sustaining you, and He's sustaining everything that you have. Everything that you have is a blessing from God. Right? This stirs the feeling of thankfulness. With that feeling, you realize that you are a servant of God, right? And you are serving Allah. You are a abd. You are a servant, right? Because you recognize that all you have is a gift from Allah. But this is not a miserable slavehood, right? It's not slavehood to a demanding master, but rather it is a submission to the one who is the grantor of all gifts, the most merciful of the merciful. Right? So your thankfulness is the reality of your slavehood to Allah. This is the prophetic impulse. So what do you do in this month? Feel Allah's blessings. right? Recognize those blessings. Rejoice in those blessings. Thank Allah for those blessings constantly, both with your tongue and with a heart that is content. And then serve Allah, both in your worship and in striving to do things in life that make a difference, by having good relations with your parents, your spouse, your children, your neighbors, doing something in life that benefits God's creation out of thankfulness to the Creator. So this is how we connect in this month, by nurturing this feeling of thankfulness, by recognizing blessings, and then by striving to express one's thankfulness through being a true servant of God, making good your relating to Him, making good your relating to His creation by doing good for the sake of God. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وآله وسلم تسليما كثيرا.